Okay, folks, we got an issue here. If you're driving and you think maybe your RPMs are raising too high and your transmission sound like it's whining or something, I'll let you know exactly what it is. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. The RPMs are going like 2,000. And we only doing 20 miles per hour. It shouldn't be doing that. You don't need 2,000 RPM to go 20 miles per hour. And so many of you may be wondering what that is. I'm gonna teach you. First, I'm gonna let you see what I'm talking about. See? It's jumping. Y'all see the screen jump? 2,000, almost 3,000 RPM is not needed to go 20 miles per hour. So what's the problem? Is my transmission going bad? Not necessarily. In order to get to each gear, your transmission should get a signal from your speed sensor or wheel sensor or rotation sensor. That lets it know when to allow another gear to be engaged. So, how we gonna fix it? So we're doing 35 miles per hour and we on a soft, I'm barely touching the gas pedal, and we keep fluctuating back and forth between 1,500 and 1,000 and 2,000 RPMs, rotations per minute. That's a big no-no. I feel it, so I know what's about to happen, and it's gonna put me down and in a bad spot. So what we're gonna do is we turn it around, made a nice little legal U-turn into a street, and we're gonna carry ourselves back down. Ooh, that's some good chopped wood. We have to come check that out a little bit later. That's another video. But anyway, we're gonna go back to the grocery store parking lot, and all we're gonna use is some little water or soapy water. I keep some of that with me all the time. Wash my hands mostly. And we're gonna use some, see that? We had 2,100 RPM. We only doing 40 miles per hour in this 40 mile per hour zone. And so, and a 10 millimeter wrench. That's it. So when we get there and I get started, I'll hop back on and let y'all know what we got going on. All right. Now we pulling back into this grocery store parking lot, you know, just out of nowhere. We got our clothes on. Yeah, and I tell you what, I never break down with mechanic clothes on or dingy clothes on. Rarely do I leave the house like that anyway, but it's either after a long day's work or whatever the case may be. But here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna turn, first of all, I like to work from the right hand side, because the passenger side first, and then I come back over to the driver's side. So what you do is turn your wheel completely to the driver's side. Shut your vehicle off. I don't know these people around here, see? So I'm gonna take my keys out. I strongly recommend that every time, even if you think you do know them. That way you can keep your vehicle. All right. How do you know when you shouldn't have never trusted somebody? When you shouldn't have never trusted somebody. But by that time, you figure that out. Isn't it too late? So you go into your bag of goodies and look at what I have here. That's a 10 mil socket on a double ratchet, but 10 mil socket. It don't have to be on no double ratchet. I just said that. I don't even know why I said that, right? So remember I said you also need soapy water. So I got a little soapy water I usually use to wash my hands or whatever the case may be. But because it don't look like it's a lot in there, I'm gonna add some more water to it. So give me just a second. All right, there's more water than soap, but you see it still got suds in it. And what I did was I just popped a hole in the top right here. See it? A little spray hole. So it allows it to spray out, okay? So always keep your rag. So I got me a little rag, okay? Got me my 10 mil socket and ratchet. So what we do is we walk over to the passenger side of the vehicle. This is on a 2013 Jeep Patriot. In fact, most front wheel drive cars will have the same thing. Now I don't want to damage my little beautiful hat here, so I'm gonna sit that on the hood. All right, when we get down on the ground, okay, now I want y'all to pay attention to something right here. Okay, this little piece here, this feeds this is your vehicle speed sensor. It plugs in past the firewall. But if you trace that speed sensor, take your hand, follow the wire all the way down. All right, you should be seeing it, right? And you come on, it's gonna double back around. You see that wiggling? That's your speed sensor. So you come back, and here it is. It should be stopping right about there. All right, that's your 10 mil socket, okay? All right, I'm not sure if y'all can see that. It's a 10 mil socket where my thumb is right there. You go ahead, grab your ratchet. I'll make sure it's going in the right direction. Let me see. No, it's going in the wrong direction. So switch it so that it's going lefty-loosey and righty-tighty. I've done these a number of times, so I pretty much know how far away it is under there. Just barely snug it. Get it off of there. It's loose. You set that down on the ground. Okay? Should be able to move it by finger. Take it on off. All right? You're doing good. All right? 10 mil socket. Hex bolt. All right? Sit that down right next to your socket, right? Now, here's the good part. Same location where you took that 10 mil socket at, where my thumb was wiggling before. You take that out of there. That's your vehicle speed sensor right there. All right? Now on these Jeep Patriots, I noticed you get a lot of tarnish on them. Brake dust, right? See that? I didn't have that on my hand at first. All the little black scuff. All right? That's what needs to be cleaned. But before you clean that, that long piece sits in a hole. Find the proximity of that hole and aim it. That's good. You able to see that? All right. So, that's good. Now, you want to take that same rag, squirt some of your soap on it. See that? Nice and wet. Now you grab your vehicle speed sensor. See if I can position this in a way y'all can get a good look at it without it falling off. All right. You grab your speed sensor. Good. Take your wet rag and you want to wipe that down. You just want to clean that off real good. See that? You just want to clean that off. See? All right? See how you got that soap on it? Huh? See how you got that soap on it? That's what you want to do. So, come back over there. I'm going to do it so y'all can see it on the camera. I'm just wiping that off. That's it. All right? So now that, no more scuff coming off my hand, right? Good. That's where that 10 mil bolt went. Right there in this hole. See it? So you go ahead. And you reach back in. And you'll find it. It'll fall right into place. Right? You line it up a little bit. Reach down, get your bolt off the ground. That's your little 10 mil bolt. It's in the same area. Just kind of line it up, jiggle it a little bit. You may have to a little bit. Now your hands may be a little bit soapy, so it may not want to get where you're going with it, but take your time. Tighten that up by finger. Same way you took it, finished taking it off. Now, of course, as you know, you got to switch it the other direction. Righty-tighty. So this is going to allow the ratchet to turn, rotate to the right. Reach back under there. Position your socket and tighten it. You hit? Just a little snug bug. That's all you're doing. That's it. So you've managed to clean one of your vehicle speed sensors. And now, oh man, I can drop it like it's hot, but I pick it up like it's frozen. All right? Getting kind of old for this, but you're never too old to save $2,500 or $5,000 on a new unnecessary transmission replacement. Okay? Make sure I was still recording because I accidentally touched that screen. So now you get back in your vehicle, going back in. Remember, you got your key. Okay? Go back in. Crank it up. You hear it crank? And just right away turn the vehicle, rotate the steering wheel all the way toward the passenger side. All right? So now, vehicle is rotated, the wheel down to the passenger side. And so we get down here, we set up our little soapy water again. Okay? That's the cleaner. We got our 10 mil socket on the ratchet. And we got our soapy rag again to clean off the speed sensor. Okay? So we get back down. I'm letting y'all see this real time, grunts and all. Because you gotta know when you grunt, you're doing something. Okay? Alright. So, let's see what we got here. Alright, so do the same thing. That's the speed sensor. I gotta get that way it's plugged in a lot better than that. But, you know, it's gonna come back out. And then of course you trace it all the way around. Remember, now this one I had to go ahead and zip tie to the thing, but it's on there, right? And if you look right here, there it is. It's coming around the mountain. Here we come, right? And that's gonna be it. I'm tapping the 10 mil hex bolt, okay? So what do? You get your 10 mil socket, reach back to that same spot. Oh, wait a second. We got a lefty loosey in it. Put it back on there. You'll find it, just feel it. It ain't far from where your hand was. Okay? Good. You're doing absolutely good. Now position your knuckles out of the way. So you gotta grab your hand around something that's close to it. Go ahead and put your hand around it. But don't scrub your knuckles. Woo, wait, that thing hurt. You don't want to do that. And then, as with the first time, you go ahead and finish taking it loose by finger. This is real time, folks. This is easy does it. Of course, there's your bloat. 10 mil hex head. Set that down on the ground. Right? It ain't going nowhere. Now, same thing as before. On the passenger side. We reach back here, locate the area that it came from, and we squirt some of that soap. Hang on. Let's find it again first. Oh, there, we forgot to do one thing. You ready? You gotta take that out of the hole. There it is. That's the speed sensor on the driver's side. Now we go, we find that hole again, same spot, squirt it off in that hole. Remember, the reason why we do it in that hole is because the brake dust is in that hole. So now, go ahead and slosh the rest of this. Slosh that on there, you see it. We out of that. I'm gonna refill that another time. I don't know what that was. Just jumped on my face, in my face. All right, so now, grab our rag, grab our speed sensor, and we clean it. We clean it. You can't have too much soap on that thing either, right? And you reach back to where you pulled it from, and you wipe that out, that area off too. Get all that off. See how dirty that was? Lord, you did a good job. You know what that is on that rag? A $2,500 to $5,000 discount. Now it's clean, okay? That soap don't dissipate, okay? It's gonna run off. In fact, the wind from the wheel gonna blow it off. So now we go back into the same hole. See how it just slipped right on in there? That's where the hole is. Right where my thumb is again, okay? You grab your boat off the ground in that hefty spot, okay? Bring it on up. Fish for that hole. Kind of wiggle it around because you still got to line it up. Just a little bit. Okay? That's it. No tools for this part because you don't want to cross thread it or anything like that. You're doing good. Remember, if this is easy does it. If easy can do it, so can you. And I'm doing it the easy way. All that jacking up a car ain't gonna work. So what we doing? We gotta go righty-tighty. That's it? All right. Now we reach back in the same spot. It ought to land right on that boat. Your hand ain't too far from where it was. And we snuggle bug it. Okay? That's it. Now, whew, man, I ought to just stay down here. Anyway, this ain't no beach, so I gotta get up. All right? So you get on up, look around, and everybody that's paying $2,500 to $5,000 because their transmission don't seem to be engaging, but they're not familiar with this video. You and I, we saved that money. I'm gonna let you see how different it sounds. See? So you put your stuff back up so you can get it where you need it. Got our bottle and everything in the same spot. Doing good. Doing good. I don't know why the camera's so bright. Okay. But we can open the door. Ooh, I got to vacuum that thing out. Huh? Crank it up. Turn the wheel back straight. And you can verify that it's straight underneath. Yeah, that's pretty straight, right? All right. All right. It's gonna do a whole type of weird stuff on there now. That ABS light will go off once they see that brake dust is gone from that speed sensor. All right, just a minute here. So we're gonna go ahead and bag up, buckle your seatbelt all the way. All right. Go ahead and bag it on up. See if we can't see the difference. Yeah, I don't know why that thing was so bright. I hope y'all saw all that. All right. Oh man, I left my hat. Well, you gotta make sure you get your hat. Y'all should have told me my hair was nappy, man. Of course, y'all didn't see that part, but you do now. Get my little, try to keep that thing from getting dirty, and now it fell on the ground. How is that working for me? All right. Back in the vehicle. Buckling up. Safety first. All right. No sense of saving the transmission and losing your life. Right? All right. See what's wrong with that thing. There we go. All right. That's not the important part. This is the important part. See how it jumped up real fast? We're gonna go back down this road that we came from. See if we can't get this to show some motivation. We're in a parking lot. We can't really do nothing right now. So let's go ahead and turn. Ooh, I know y'all hear that sound. That sounds like my axles. I'm gonna have to get them things. They sound like they're crumbling. That's another video. Be truly enjoyable. I haven't done one of those in a while, but we'll see what happens. Certainly haven't changed one on this vehicle. Haven't had to. Had it almost 2 years now, so. But let's see what we got here. Right. We'll catch some pavement here. Stand under. Let's see here. Let's get it so that it'll go into overdrive. See it drop down? We're over 40 and it dropped down under 2,000 RPM. Alright, so let me slow back down. Because I got to catch back up with the speed limit. Speed limit in this spot is 35 miles per hour. See where we are? We're right at right at 1,000, no more than 1,500 RPM. There you go, you did it, folks. And we don't hear that whining anymore. So this is Easy Does It. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a professional auto mechanic and you got some other information you think the people should know, then please go ahead and add that to the description or add a comment, because I want everybody to have this stuff as best as possible. And once again, y'all know me, I do this stuff in pretty boy clothes, so you ain't got to be afraid that you're going to get yourself all messed up. If you are, put a towel on the ground or whatever the case may be or something. Take your jacket off, turn it inside out. It's all good. Whatever you got to do. Do what you need to do to save $2,500 to $5,000, because people tell you your gears are slipping on your transmission. Okay? Now, if that didn't fix the problem and you don't have your RPMs lower than your speed again, then it may be your transmission solenoid screens. All right, the flue screens. Yes. When I get a chance, I'm gonna do a video on that one. Haven't done that on this vehicle yet, but it should be about the same. So you'll really enjoy that video. Okay, so stay tuned to the next episode. Hey. Sorry about that, Dr. Dre. All right. I check back with y'all, man. We doing good.